Alrighty, so if you've ever dreamed of owning a business but didn't know where to start, this video today is for you. I'll break it down into simple steps, making it easy to follow to start your process of buying a business today. Starting with lesson number one, which is all about the mindset of an owner, having the mindset of a business owner. So let's talk about this mindset to start with. I see the biggest mistake is waiting for the perfect time to buy a business. And the truth is, guys, if you're waiting right now, you'll always be waiting. You got to start taking action. And owning a business means taking action towards owning that business, even when things aren't perfect. And here's a question for you that you can ask yourself. Ask yourself, what is holding you back right now from getting started? Write it down, because once you see it on paper, when you see your limiting beliefs, it feels smaller and much easier to solve and just realistic. Lesson number two is finding the right business to buy. So let's talk about picking the right business to buy first. And my quick high level understanding of this right now, with my experience in the last almost 20 years in business, is that there's no right or wrong business. There's only what's right for you. And the way to figure that out is to start by asking yourself things like, what are the three things that ideally you want your business to have? Like, what it must have. Do you want it to be like a remote work type business? Do you care about passive income? Do you care about having fun? Do you care about having a different location to yours? Maybe I knew someone who wanted a business in a different country so he could, go away from his wife for a bit. So start with those questions. Then maybe ask yourself, what are the three things that you don't want in that business? Maybe you hate managing employees. Maybe you don't want to work long hours. Maybe you don't want a physical store. What is it for you? What are your must haves and what are your must don't want lists? Having that again on paper will help you avoid beige choices and help you focus on businesses that fit your life, your lifestyle, your goal, your personal, professional, financial goals. Which brings me to lesson number three, which is all about the art of owning the right business. So owning a business is different from just having a job. Hopefully you understand it by now, because there's few ways to look at it, right? You can be the what we call the cog of the machine, so kind of like working for someone else. You can be the entire machine, so doing everything alone, or you can be the owner of the machine, which is building a system that runs without you. The goal in the end of the day is to own the machine, so you have time, you have money, you have freedom. And that's the ideal scenario for a business owner. And at some point, you'll probably find out that it's totally fine to be all of them together, because I think there's beauty of working inside the machine as well, even if you're the owner, because you need to do something. Let's move to lesson number four, which is all about where do we find those businesses for sale? So where do you actually find businesses for sale? Here are a few places you can start with. You can go to online business marketplaces like BizBuySell, Flippa, Acquire.com, or just Acquisition.com. We have deals coming our way all the time in our newsletter. You can check local business brokers. You can check your own network, right? You can literally just ask your network, hey, do you know of someone selling a business? Or would you by any chance know of anyone who might be interested in selling their business? You can do cold outreach. So you can just send messages to business owners directly. So for you, if you had to take the next step right now, write down three places that you can start searching for deals today and take that first step. Lesson number five is how to reach out to a business seller or a potential seller. So when reaching out to a business owner, a lot of people ask me, hey, what do I even tell them? Keep it simple. Here are three scripts that samples that you can use. Starting with the first one, which is a simple message like, hey, name, I love your business. Have you ever thought about selling it? Another sample can be, hey, I buy small businesses and would love to see how yours is valued. So position yourself as someone who can help them create valuation for their business. And another one is, hey, look, I was a customer today in your business. I love the experience. I actually invest in businesses like this. Are you open to have a quick chat? All of those messages could put you in a different position and create different responses. So use whatever is most comfortable to you. And in the end of the day, it's about starting conversations, and it's not about closing a deal on day one. The best way to get someone to give you a business for almost free is to get them to like you. The way to get them to like you is to start a conversation, to build rapport, and to be interested more than you're interested in. We have 2 ears and one mouth for a reason, to listen more, to care more. Leading me to the next lesson, lesson number 6, which is deal clarity. You need to know what you want. The more you know, the more you have compass of what you know of the end goal, the easier for you it will be to know it and to go all in and narrow focus and blinders on when you look at the right deal and find the right deal. So before buying a business, ask yourself, first of all, how much money do I need this business to make me in order to achieve my goals, my personal, professional, financial goals? And maybe you have a minimum and ideal income, so you know, kind of like have a bit of a ballpark range to follow. Ask yourself, do I want to work in the business or do I want to hire a manager to do the day to day? Ask yourself, does location matter or can it be remote? Having answers to all those questions will save you time later on when you're doing your due diligence by focusing only on businesses that fit your actual goals. So, again, the more you're aware and clear on what you want before you start the actions, the easier it will be to get the right deal done and sell yourself with clarity to sellers, to brokers, to bankers, to investors. Clarity is key. If you're overwhelmed, if you're confused, you will not take action. So simplify things as much as possible. And of course, with the acquisitions.com network, we can help you with putting you in front of more deals, more bankers, more investors, and of course, lawyers and accountants. Let's move to lesson number 7, which is all about funding your first acquisition or next. So if you don't know, you don't always need to own money to put your own money to buy a business. So let me share with you 4 different ways to fund a deal. First one is what we call seller financing. It's where the owner lets you pay over time for the acquisition of the business. Second one, which is very common in the US, is an SBA loan. It's a small business loan from the government. Third way is to partner with an investor. So you can find someone with money who likes your plan. We have a network of investors and can invest as well if we like your deal. Fourth way is earnout deals. So earnout is basically means that you pay from future profits instead of upfront, and it's if and when you meet a certain milestone that was agreed on. So maybe let me know which of these sounds best for you. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to know. Lesson number 8 is picking the right first business to buy. The best first business is, in the end of the day, one that you can learn from without taking too much risk, ideally. So here's what I call starter businesses. So things like laundromats, cleaning services, vending machines, maybe even digital marketing agencies, Airbnb rental management companies. Those are businesses that I believe that anyone can get started with much ease than other ones that maybe I'd say the second level of businesses would be businesses that I really like are professional services, home services, maybe industrials and construction type businesses. So it doesn't matter what you pick one sector and go all in to start with to do your research and see if you want to buy it or not. I also highly suggest to use your background and experience if you have in a certain sector, so you can use it as your basically you having a better learning curve or faster learning curve to be the owner if you already know something about that space. Next lesson is lesson number 9, which is all about understanding the daily life of the owner that you're looking to replace. Because the goal in the end of the day, owning a business is about freedom, for me at least. But for you, you need a plan. So start to imagine what the ideal day for you looks like. When will you work? Do you care about the location? What tasks will you do or want to do or enjoy doing? What tasks give you energy and pay you the most? Ask yourself those questions. So again, when you look at a business, you know where do you fit in the role in the org chart. Who will manage things when you're away? Do you have a manager, like we said? Do you have a COO, executive team that can help you? And having again clarity on what the ideal schedule looks like for you as a business owner would be really, really helpful. And see if the business you come across can give you basically the answers for your goals. It's all about you, it's all about your goals in the end of the day. Moving me to lesson number 10, which is all about taking action and your next steps. So now when you have this high level understanding of what the process looks like, it's time to take action. So if you want homework, here it is. Number one is write down what's holding you back and put it on paper and see that it's not as scary as you think it is. If you think about the downside as well and you understand that the downside is okay and you'll still stay alive, it will give you much more energy and certainty to work towards your goals. So put it down. What do you feel is holding you back? What's the worst case scenario? Can I deal with the worst case scenario? Okay, what is my goal? And then number two, pick one type of business or a sector to research and start to learn about it. And maybe it's a sector you know something about, but do a bit of a research. What deals do you have in place? Right. And number three is reach out to at least one business owner this week and ask them if they ever thought about selling their business. And the biggest secret here is that you learn by doing. So start today. Even if you work with us, you can learn everything for free nowadays. The value of working with us or any other network of uh, a network like ours, and I think the value that we bring compared to anyone else is that we have access to deals, access to banks, access to capital, access to lawyers and accountants that can really help you do things faster. We've seen hundreds of deals. We invest in deals ourselves, so we can just help you do things faster and make sure that you're not making mistakes that could cost you a fortune. So that's it for today. If this helped you, give it a like, subscribe for the channel, and comment below with your biggest takeaway. And remember, the best time to start is now. So yeah, hopefully you liked it, and I'll see you in the next video.